This video is designed to show how to create a course or route using Ride with GPS. The course can then be downloaded to the Garmin, saved on the club website, or emailed to a friend. So I kick off by going to the web browser. So that's on my browser on the right-hand side. Click, search, Ride with GPS. Click, search that into the web browser. Up comes the website for Ride with GPS. Click. That screen is the opening screen when you're not logged in. The first thing you must do is to sign up and create an account. The account that you need is a starter or free account. It is not necessary to go to a premium account where fees are attached. Once you have created an account, you can then go to login, which is in the top right-hand corner. Login, click. I'm going to sign in using my Google credentials, so click on Google. Taking its time. There we are. That is the dashboard. The dashboard is effectively your home screen. On the left-hand side of the dashboard, there is a menu. So we could go to calendar, we could go to routes, we can go to rides, etc. At any time, you can get back to the dashboard either by clicking the dashboard menu item or by clicking on the little icon in the top left-hand corner. These are the routes or courses which I have prepared on a previous occasion. To create a new route, we go to Route Planner, which is at the top, click. It is slow. In this instance, it's come up showing a route or course which was left over from when I was last logged in. So I need to clear the map. So to clear the map, I go to the top right-hand corner and click Clear Map. You sure I want to clear the map? Yes. So that's showing me a map of Sevenoaks and Ruton. There are two maps that perhaps you may use. One is OSM Cycle. OSM Cycle, and I'm looking in the top right-hand corner, OSM Cycle stands for Open Street Map Cycling, and I find is the best map. Alternatively, if you click the little down arrow, you get a drop down. These are alternative maps that are available. The top one map is Google Maps, which I'm sure most people will be familiar with. I find the level of detail is insufficient. So let's go back to drop down, Open Street Maps Cycling. What I thought I might do is to create a route starting from Sainsbury's at Batton Ball and proceed along the Pilgrim's Way to Trossley. So to get a little bit more detail, I'm going to zoom in and we're going to the right-hand corner where it says plus, zoom in a little bit more. Right. To move the map, I'm going to press the left-hand mouse button and drag the map. So that's taken me to Otford, down to Sainsbury's. I'm going to click on the road by Sainsbury's. Before I start creating a route, I just need to check that The routing, and I'm now looking on the right-hand column, the routing is set to cycling. So where it says walking, I'm going to click the down arrow, click cycling. It now expects to create a route that's suitable for cycling. Before I start creating the route, this left-hand column really doesn't help. And if you click the little arrow, the left-hand column is hidden and it gives more route for the map. And that's what I'm going to do. Click the little arrow. There, we've got more room for the map. So we're going to start at Sainsbury's and we're going to go into Oxford. We're going to turn right at the roundabout and click what's called a control point on the map. And it automatically drawn a line along the main road, round the roundabout, and halfway up the road to the station. I then want to proceed up to the station. I want to go along the footpath. I want to proceed into Kemsing. So I want to go down that footpath into Kemsing. I want to click here, click. The control point is in the right place, but the route that's plotted is not the route that I'd anticipated. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove that last instruction by going to the top right-hand corner and hitting undo. Undo. And that last instruction is erased. The reason it's taking me up there is that part of that footpath, cycling is prohibited. I don't care. So I'm going to go to routing. I'm going to change cycling to walking. I'm going to go back to the same point in Kemsing, at the end of the footpath, click there. Like magic, it's taking me up the road to the station, along the footpath, along the longer footpath, into Kemsing. Now I'm in Kemsing, I'm on the road, I can go back where it says routing, and I can change walking, drop down to cycling. I then want to proceed along the road towards Heathrow. So along there, Heathrow, click. Fantastic. I want to proceed through the St. Clair estate toward Roughton. Great, exactly where I wanted to go. Once I'm in Roughton, I want to go past the Georgian Dragon. I want to turn left up towards the footpath. When I'm proceeding towards the footpath, I then want to go across the road to the roundabout and turn right along the Pilgrim's Way towards Trossley. Click there. It's nearly right. It's taken me up the road, along the footpath, but there it's assuming I want to turn left on the dual carriageway and go round the roundabout down the road to Trossley. I don't want to go around that roundabout. That roundabout is pretty busy. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to undo the last instruction, click. I'm then going to change the routing to walking, click. I'm then going to try again going along the Pilgrim's Way. Great. What it's done, it's taken me along the footpath. It assumes I'm going to cross the road, walk up the footpath, turn right along the Pilgrim's Way. So far, so good. Now I'm doing a left click, I'm dragging the map over, and I'm going to assume I want to go along the Pilgrim's Way, up to the sharp bend, down the hill, turn left, go along the lane, into Trossley, turn right towards the George. Click on the road near the George. Exactly what I wanted it to do. To get it to go exactly to the George, what I can do here is to go to the plus here, which allows me to zoom in a little bit closer. So I'm going to hit the plus sign on the right-hand side. And it's giving me more detail, and it shows me, I'm going to go a little bit more, where the George is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click in the George car park, which is somewhere there. So it's taking me into Trossley, down the hill, over the bumps, turn right into George car park. That is my route. I then zoom out. I'm in the bottom right-hand corner, the minus sign, zoom out. We can then see the route in its entirety. In addition to the route, you can see the statistics. And I'm now looking the bottom left-hand corner. That route is 9.1 miles. The mile markers are shown. So that's 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles, 6 miles, 8 miles, 9. It's 9.1 miles from Sainsbury's to the George. In addition, it tells us there's 531 feet of climb. We're not really interested in the descent. Well, I'm not. I'm interested in how much climbing I've got to do. So those are useful statistics when you're planning a route. Along the bottom, we've got the graph. The graph shows the elevation. So we go along, go along, go along, right, and then we drop down into Trossley. What you will note is that as I go along the graph, there's a blue dot along the route. So the blue dot has just gone over the motorway, and I'm going along the bottom of the graph into Otford. Shows that we climb up towards the station, and we continue to climb on the footpath. We continue a gradual climb through Kemsing, keeps climbing till we get towards the St. Clair Estate, and we climb up the St. Clair Estate, and then the road gradually drops as we go into Rooton. Once we get to Rooton, we climb a little bit as we go towards the dual carriageway and the big roundabout. Then the road drops away, climbs again as we go along the Pilgrim's Way towards a sharp right-hand bend. Once we get to the bend, it's then downhill all the way to the George. So there you can see where the climbs are, and if necessary, you can amend the route to reduce or eliminate those climbs, or if you're a Prem, you could actually amend the route to make them the climbs even worse. Having created the route, we then need to save it. So we go to the left-hand side, we go to the left hand near the top, we see the little arrow, click on the little arrow, and that produces the column that we previously hid. The bottom of the column, you will see save. Click save. Comes up, and we give the route a name. So we'll say Sainsbury's to George. Description: short ride to pub. Visibility public, that's fine. It's going to be stored in my personal account, and I'm going to hit save. Having saved the account, we can then view the route. Now we have the route, etc. That route is stored in my account, and I can see it by going back to the dashboard. And you recall that to get back to the dashboard, now in the top left-hand side of the screen, we click the little cycling icon. Click. Takes us back to the dashboard. And on the dashboard, you will see all the stored rides. And appearing at the top of the list of rides is my new ride called Sainsbury's to the George, 9.1 miles, 531 feet. I click on the little icon there on the right-hand side, click. It will show me the route. So what we've done, we've opened an account with Ride with GPS, we've logged in, we've created a new course or route that takes us from Sainsbury's to the George. We've saved it into our account. That concludes the video. There will be further videos being produced to show how to take that route and download it to the Garmin or upload it onto the club website. But for now, that is the end of the video. Thank you for listening.